Welcome back to the Overboard DM. My name's Cujo, and I go overboard on everything Dungeons and Dragons so that you don't have to, and that's why you tune in, is to see what I've got today. And I'm gonna do. It's kind of an unboxing of the Ebberon brick. As you can see in the background, I also got the ship. Um, but I'm not. I've already done the unboxing. I'm gonna skip all the cutting and opening and pulling it out and being surprised. I'm going to show you what you can get in a brick. And I know it's all random, but I want you to see the possibilities of, how many duplicates I probably get and what kind of miniatures I got out of a whole brick, and why buy a whole brick when you can just buy a booster box at a time. So anyway, let's get right to it. I got my tabaxi out there for scale, and grandma's in quarantine, and let's go with it here. We're going to start off with my small miniatures, so I'm not going to do the normal three smaller miniatures and then one large. I'm just going to go right through and work our way up to the larger ones. And we're going to start off with one that's a little bit hard to read, and it's let me put it on camera here. I'll let you be able to pronounce that. Hashla, I don't know. It's weird. It's Ebberon. It's definitely not something that I've seen in the regular D&D books, and I have pretty much everything. If I don't have it in hard copy, I got it online, and I know this has got to be an Ebberon. So he's kind of cool. I don't know what he does or his powers or anything like that, but it kind of looks, he's all translucent. He's almost in, it kind of fades to a darker translucent. I'm going to set him off to the side over here, and we're going to go with a Kamarath skeleton. So basically this is your Ebberon skeleton. I think I'm going to pull out another skeleton, which is an alternate. It looks like one of the only differences, besides them being weirdly bent, is one's got little twisty swords, and then the other one has axes, one in each hand. It's pretty cool, and this one's even got a little piece of hair on him. So those are some different skeletons. I mean, they look kind of weird. They almost got like moon boots on. How big those boots are. Like these were some kind of Egyptian Vikings at one time. So we'll go ahead and set those guys aside. And let's take a look at this guy. He's pretty cool. He's a Dogrum. And put him out here. I gotta get this guy out of the way. He is what, a four-armed little guy. Not sure. Looks like he's clothed, so he's not a straight up monster. He's got looks like a weapon in each hand, except for the one. Looks like he's just got a fist balled up, unless he is broken and I'm missing it, but it doesn't look like it. So it looks like he's just ready to punch you. He's got a shield, a mace, and a sword, and he kind of looks like got a little gremlin face on him. It looks like he's got another set of jaws. You see that? That's two lower jaws. Okay, I'm not sure how he chews, but there he is. This one here I really wanted, just because it looked really good, and that's a clawfoot raptor. And to be honest with you, I don't have them in front of me for this video, and I wish I did. But I do have the Raptors from the Reaper line, and they look really good, and they're right to scale. I mean, of course this one's blue. That's Ebberon, I guess, for you. The Raptors I have, of course I painted them more of the traditional browns and greenish browns. So I mean, obviously a rider. I do have with me, it's not from Ebberon, but it's a kind of dinosaur that you'd ride. This is from Gale Force 9. This was kind of a last second surprise. I had it sitting right here. I haven't done a video on this model yet, so I'm going to take her off here pretty quick. But um, this is kind of like a Raptor type rider, but not in the Ebberon setting. Of course, it's more in the uh, island of Cholt. But we'll get that out of here real quick, so we can do a whole video on that. Let's get rid of the Raptor, and we'll get this Tarkan Assassin. Now all your assassins, you know, you got to lean way over. You got to lean into it, you know. Michael Jackson, stab, then stand straight back up. So yeah, she's got a little bend to her. I don't know why I'm shaky today, but yeah, it's you know, it looks like a woman with two swords, but I guess she's an assassin. I'm gonna put her up on these flying discs for Ebberon. It comes with ship, by the way. Ship. I didn't say the bad word. I said ship. And then you got a Kalishtar. Kalistars are the races that come in Ebberon, and I can't quite remember all their special abilities or everything they have, but they kind of just look human for the most part. I'm not sure. So there's your Kalishtar. Go ahead and put her up there. Then I have a Dwarf Mage right. He looks pretty pretty steampunky. I'm going to bring him in for a close-up. I'm not sure what's going on in that hand. He's got something cool going on. I think no, that's a she, yeah. It didn't really specify anything, so I'm kind of seeing that it's a little bit chested. Got the goggles on the forehead, you know, in case it gets you can see in the dark maybe. Put her up there. It looks like I've got all females up top. This is probably the new Star Wars. Alright, so we got, I guess it's the name of a city, Corinth, Zombie, or a place in Ebberon, because I'm seeing that name repeat itself. Kind of looks like the skeletons. Not quite as big a moon boots. But you know, it's a zombie, so you can see a little bit of flesh. It's not all skin and bone. Can whip up one of those skeletons, so you can see the comparison there. It really just looks like flesh the way they have it painted. It doesn't even look like it's rotting at all. So you can't. If I threw that on the table, you wouldn't know that was a zombie. I know I wouldn't. But there you go. Maybe if you looked at his face, it kind of looks like a zombie. Alright, so let's put him down. So far all the bad guys are guys and the heroes are female. Hey, we got a Dwarf Artificer, and this guy looks pretty cool. Decked out in his yellow and greens with a little bit of red accent. This guy looks like he's got two different types of arrows, from what I can tell. But you know, this looks like a dwarf that's ready to rumble or do something. And let's see what we have here. Oh, this is a shifter druid. So just a really cool druid miniature. Looks like he's got a palish blue skin, so you know, can fit a lot of different races. Get with the gray hair and everything. You know, the ears look like they're covered, so you might be able to get away with playing that as a lot of different races. Put him on the ship. And we have an undying soldier. Pretty cool. You don't, you know, military or soldiers or guards and all that stuff is pretty cool to have a lot of different types of sculpts for different areas. You know, just to throw them on the table. You're not going to use a lot of them. Maybe it's not for combat, but just to give the players, you know, what they kind of look like, and maybe they'll be deterred by how armored up they are, because this has got a pretty cool shield, that tower type shield. And let's go into, I believe the Almighty End got this one as well. Darn the Corruptor. Looks like a player character. You can kind of see all the, like he's made of squids or octopi. It's all coming out of his, underneath his robe. And like, yeah, it's all out of his robe because he has hands, but the two tentacles are coming out behind his hands and then all underneath them as well. So interesting. Definitely interesting. And then we have another Kalishtar. So I believe she was a Kalishtar, and he's a Kalishtar. Again, you know, I think they can look like almost anything. I'm trying to remember their lore, but it looks like he's got pointy ears and very druidy, you know, just like minimal clothes, almost nothing. She's just dressed in regular clothes and got a dagger. I think it's a different race. I'm not sure what's all going on with them. But you notice so far no duplicates, right? So let's go with the Shifter Rogue. This has got to be a common figure, I believe, because you know I got two of them. I think I've watched some other unboxings and seen the Kalishtar Rogue comes up a lot. So if you're gonna have a common like this, you might want to make them some kind of rogue clan. You know, that's you know, so they all dress similar, and you know, it actually kind of, the way his ears are so far back, it almost looks like he's some kind of a wolf. The sculpt is not very great. Almost like a monkey face on him, with the ears way back. You know, so it's weird. And it looks like I have two different sculpts, so it's not even a duplicate. This guy's just running no-handed, or no weapon, and that guy's the same pose but with a weapon. So I really even didn't get a duplicate on this one, but just noticed that. So, and a Dusk Hag. Now this one's cool. I'm going to have to do a close-up on that one because her face is down low. It looks like she's saying like shh. Pretty sure. Or I don't know why her finger is painted like green or whatever, but I guess it's fingernails. Like that thumb's green, also painted. But really cool looking hag. Definitely could say I don't have one like that. Really cool addition. And we're gonna go to an Iron Defender. And I'm going to bring this one out too because there's a little bit of controversy on if they messed up with this sculpt or not. Or here's a homunculus, you know, and then this is an Iron Defender. Now obviously it's the same sculpt, with one has wings, but those are two totally different things. If you want to explain it to me in the comments, I think that it's gone back and forth on homunculus versus Iron Defender. So robot dog, or robot dog with wings. Now this one is a duplicate, a changeling. Now obviously a changeling can pretty much change into any race, I would assume, or any gender, and look however they want. So they're basically trying to, you know, show that they can change into whatever they want to look like. So, and I have two of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, you know, I wasn't really hoping to get a changeling miniature, but there you go. And I kind of saved the best for last. I know that Almighty N was excited to get some more forged up in here, so I ended up getting a duplicate of these Warforged, and so they will be, one of these is going to be going to my buddy Hate over at Save or Die channel. He really is into Warforges, and I've got a duplicate. I also have this guy is a Warforged as well, but he's got a mace. So he is a duplicate, but I will be keeping that one. Sorry, Hate. You're going to get one of my other dupes. But yeah, Warforged is pretty cool. I wouldn't let any of your characters play them, but they're pretty cool. And I won't be letting Hate play it either. So, but he can have as many to play in his own games at home. So I'll try to get him out of the way. We're going into the big figures now. We have a Radiant Idol. Now obviously it looks like some kind of a fallen angel. You definitely can just probably use it for that. In regular D&D lore, you can probably look something up for something similar. Maybe he's in the books. I'm not sure. I had to check, but I don't remember that picture in the standard basic rules or any of the other monster manuals. Sorry about that. I blew into the mic. Don't do that. But I've seen something on his base and I was trying to get it off. But this guy here is a gray render. I was really excited to get this one. I love the bigger miniatures. I love the monsters. I love the creatures. I'm not really concerned about having a whole bunch of more player characters and more NPCs. I have a lot right now. I have a lot of NPCs. And player characters can start buying their own minis. I mean, I've got if they don't like what I already have, they can buy some more. So really, I wish they made Dungeon Master boxes where you just got evil villains and evil wizards and monsters and creatures and all that stuff. But this gray render has multiple eyes, black teeth. Not the greatest looking sculpt, but he looks, and paint job for that matter. But he looks really like the art, and that's what you want, At least as a dungeon master, you want it to look like it's what you have in your imagination to look like. And then I have the Corpse Flower, really cool miniature. I do have some other plant miniatures. Will just add to that. It could be used in any campaign setting. I think mine's bending over, because all plants got to bend over. So at some point to eat, right? So mine's kind of got that little bit of a lean to it. I mean, the whole brick was, has that Michael Jackson flow. So, and you can see skeleton bones. So that's all the white is, like skulls and bones and ribs and all that stuff. If you've seen that plant, you probably wouldn't go close to it. It's got signs all over it saying get away. And then I have this guy here, which is a living spell. I got hair all over this thing. A living lightning bolt, which is excellent. I've never dealt with living spells before. It's going to be really cool to see how these work and implement them into my game. And along with that living spell, I have a living cloud kill. So, like I said, I'm not sure how they work, but I really like that I have them, and I can play around, in one of my campaigns. And let's get into one of my favorites that I got. I was really hoping I got this. There's not a lot of good Ankeg miniatures. Ankeg, however you want to say it. That's how I said it. He's crawling out of the ground, and just a great sculpt. Out of all the ones I've seen, this is so good looking. Color scheme is good. I wouldn't mind having a couple of these. I'm not sure if I'd pick up one or two on the aftermarket just to get a couple more. Really menacing. You can see, ready to chop that Tabaxi's head off. and then maybe suck the juices out. Excellent miniature. I, I love it. I mean, it's simple. I love it. And we have a half ogre. Now, you can play as a half orc. You can't play as a half ogre. So this is cool. It's an actual monster. He's got a keg on his thigh there. For ogres got to drink beer too, or ale, or whatever. And yeah, he's. You can see. I'm not sure he's supposed to be half what. Maybe orc and ogre. I definitely wouldn't say human. I'm not sure that's even possible. But yeah, it's cool. I don't have any. Well, I do have the half ogre from Gale Force 9. But it's more of a mage ogre. Obviously, and it's a lot bigger than this one. So half ogre, the flexibility of scale as far as how big they are could very well change depending on how much you get in, how it turned out. But here we go with a Shambling Mound. Now, I think I have the WizKids miniature as well, and I painted him up. And at first when I got this, I'm like, well, I've already got a Shambling Mound. I don't need another one. But I do like the fact that I have two sculpts, and I will be painting this one some more because I like to have some of the other vines be kind of brown and look like some roots growing through it, not just all green. I definitely believe that mine that I painted is a lot better than this one, but it is a different sculpt, and that's what I like. It's a whole nother miniature. One Shambling Mound can do a lot of damage if it can grab a couple characters, especially in a small party. But yeah, it's definitely cool. I like it. And with that said, he's going to get on his floating magical skiff of whatever it is. And the ship in the background, I didn't really talk about it too much. It's there. It has a ladder that will hook onto the side and will touch the bottom of the floor there. And I believe your miniatures can try to stand on it. I will try to do that right now off camera. See if it'll work. Yes and no. Yep, see? Yes and no. Fell off before I can get it on camera. I'm gonna try to, there we go. It's got a little slot in there so you can, say that you were climbing up. I don't know. I don't think I would use it in that detail, but it's good that you can try. You can certainly try. And then it has this piece here, which is like a gangplank, and it also goes in that same slot on the side. So if you were, if you got some other terrain or something, you can put that in to where you can gangplank out to the ship. Yeah, it's a cool little add-on piece there. So with the ship, you get obviously what you see. There's no, you have to put on all the sails, if you will. I didn't know what to call them because they're not typical sails. But you put those on, they snap in, and then you have these adjustable flight stands that have connectors that you can have them higher or lower. So they don't snap together very good. And I don't think you'd want to make any of them permanent because you want to be able to adjust the height if you're going to actually use them. How high do you want to go? I want to go 30 feet in the air. I did glue the green section onto the first plastic piece. You can see a little bit of that super glue kind of showing that it's been glued, because that will fall off super easy. So that's connected, and then you have a base section. The base is not very big, So it probably fits a good medium-sized spot, which was what you want. But the higher you go, it's the more tippy it's going to be. And then you got your miniature up there. Um, they're cool. I mean, I have flight stands as well that are made differently, um, but they do fall down pretty easily, fall apart easily. Um, so I'm not sure if I'll get to use them. Maybe I'll run an Ebberon campaign. I was, to be honest with you, really looking forward to possibly getting this creature right here, and that's just a standard D&D creature. You know, you don't have to go to Ebberon to run across those. Um, Obviously, I didn't just get the set for something like this. I mean, I didn't even know I was going to get it, but I always get at least one booster brick to kind of get a bunch of the creatures and different things that are in that setting and add to my game. But if you like the video, hey, stick around. I got more of them. Check the backlog. Put in a request what you'd like to see, and come over and see us at Tabletop Dungeoneers in our Discord group, and we can chat there, and you can tell me what you'd like to see. Or there's a bunch of YouTubers over there, and we're all doing different videos and crafting and showing you guys all kinds of stuff. And we're also willing to take some advice and give some advice on different things. So come on over and talk with us. And till next time, guys. See ya. Yeah, real quick, just wanted to bring that Shambling Mound back in that I had painted from WizKids that you've probably seen many times before. It's been out for quite a while. I wanted to show you what I was talking about. I really wish I had that miniature in front of me when I was shooting the videos. So you can see I did some of the vines as roots and more brown, and brought that out. And it's got the mushrooms. It's got a little more color to it and highlight, and where the one that's pre-painted here, the different sculpt, and that's cool and all, but man, it just looks so green and just blah. I really like to change it up and paint them how I painted this other one here. And yeah, just wanted to show you that. All right, later.